Okay, good morning. Today is an hour-long session of morning yoga. I'm in a different, and I have got a dog with me today. So, who will no doubt be in the way at some point. Let's begin then over on the mat. So I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so all sorts could kick off today. Come to sit on the mat in hero pose. Sit up nice and tall. Soften your shoulders. Clasp your hands, and we'll take a big stretch. Inhale, lengthen. Oh, exhale, sorry. Onto your hands and knees. Spread your knees, spread your fingers. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. She'll stop in a minute. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, arch your back again. And exhale, round. Hold here. Take a few breaths while I go and entice the dog to shush. Okay, no more barking. Good. Okay, let's pretend it happened. All right, come up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips, downward dog. A little bit of walking on the spot. So I've got socks on because it's a little chilly. If you have socks on and it's slippery, please do take them off. Take a few breaths in downward facing dog. Then drop onto your knees and sit back in extended child's pose. Spread your fingers, rise up on the in-breath. Walk your hands forwards a little way and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop onto your knees. Sit back, extended child's pose. Slide your hands towards you and then slide them all the way behind you. Lift your chest, squeeze your shoulders together and look up at the corner where the ceiling and the wall meet. Now sit upright, give your hands a little shake, circle your wrists. Change the direction. Give your fingers some movement. Lovely. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, turn to the left, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, go in the opposite direction. Let's do two more. So we reach up on the in-breath. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. And exhale over to the right. Both hands to the sky. Both hands to your heart. Inhale onto your knees. We'll have the right foot forwards. Exhale, drop your hands to the floor. Tuck the toes of your back foot under and rock backwards and forwards. Just very gently, and you don't need to straighten completely in the front leg. It's better if you don't actually feel back. Lift your back knee and step forward. So you're in a soft forward bend. Rise up to standing. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, hands to your heart. And I see that you can't quite see me. So let's take this back a notch. You can see Cookie now in all her glory. There we are. There we are. Take your hands together at your heart. Squeeze your backside. Draw your tail down to the floor. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, fold forwards. Half the way with a flat back. And the other half with soft knees and soft back. Fingertips to the mat. Right foot back on the in-breath. Drop the knee on the out-breath. And then just like before, rocking forwards and backwards. Okay. Inhale forwards. Take your left foot back. Exhale into extended child's pose. Spread your fingers. Rise up on the in-breath. Exhale, lower down. Elbows towards your waist. Inhale, press up, and exhale back. We'll do that spinal wave 2 more times. As you rise up, if you need to walk your hands further forward so that your wrists are under your shoulders, please do. Don't strain your wrists. We'll go one more time, moving through cat pose into cobra, through cobra into extended child's pose. Slide your hands towards you. Inhale, both hands to the sky. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to the right. Inhale up. Do that a couple more times. I've just spotted my light is in your way, so I'm going to move it. Okay, dearie me. Been a while since I've posted live on YouTube. A few kinks today. All right, bring your hands back together at your heart. And then to your hips. Rise up onto your knees. We'll take the left foot forwards. Sink down gently, but save a little bit, so don't flop in. Hold a little bit of tension. Tighten your backside. Hands up to the sky. Clasp your fingers. Index fingers pointing up. Arms behind your ears. Lift your chin. Inhale. Exhale, drop your hands down. Left leg back. Point a toe. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your left elbow to your left knee and then back. And then bring it to the inside of the elbow. Did I say elbow to knee? I think I did. All the way forwards. I think you know what I mean. Then drop the knee. Exhale. Extended child's pose. Slide your hands forward. Spread your fingers. Rise up through cat pose. Inhale. Exhale, cobra. Inhale. Press up. Exhale, extended child's pose. Slide your hands towards you and then rise onto your knees. Right foot forwards. Exhale, again, softly forwards. Keep some tension in your glutes. Hands to the sky, Yoni Mudra. Index fingers extended. Take your arms just behind your head. Look up towards your hands if your balance is there today. Big in-breath. Drop your hands to the floor, inside the foot. Right leg back. Point the toe. Inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow. And then back. Knee to inner elbow. And back. And all the way over to the left elbow. And then back. Drop the knee. Extended child's pose. You guessed it. We're going to do the spinal wave. Rise up on the in-breath. Exhale, lower. Press up on the inhale, but this time let's take downward facing dog. And have a little walk on the spot. Feet together. And either gently walk to the top of the mat, or slide or swing one foot at a time, or jump if you like. Rise up to standing. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now at this point I'm pretty hot, so Socks coming off. Out of the way of the dog. And I'll take my sweater off too. My very lovely sweater. All right, we'll bring your big toes to touch. Draw your heels down. Hands to your heart in standing prayer. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, fold forwards, flat back half the way. Soft knees. Fingertips to the mat. Take your left foot back as far as it'll go. Bend the back knee and rise up into a high lunge. You can cross the wrists, reach your arms up as high as they'll go and draw them slightly behind your head. So your palms are together, your hands are matched, but your wrists are crossed. Now either keep looking straight ahead, or if you dare, look up to your hands. Gently drop your hands down to the mat, hop your left foot to the middle, right foot back for three-legged plank. Now bring your right knee to your right elbow and take it back. If this is too much, drop onto your knees like we were before. And finally to the inner left elbow and all the way back. And then three-legged dog. Drop the foot down, hinge forward into high plank. Let's go knees first, tops of the feet to the mat, elbows towards the waist as you lower down. Instead of going for a vinyasa, tap your nose to the mat, press back up on the in-breath. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale to your knees, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward dog, feet together. Raise your left leg to three-legged dog. Swing the left foot forwards and rise up into a nice high lunge. Cross your wrists and then switch them around so that the other wrist is in front. Arms up and behind your head. Squeeze your glutes. If you dare, look up at your hands. Exhale, drop your hands to the floor. Hop your right foot to the middle. Take your left foot back for three-legged plank. Knee to elbow. And again, use your breath. Exhale to contract all the way back. Three-legged dog. Drop the foot down. Hinge forward into high plank. Either knees first or down in one straight plane. This time we'll go for a low cobra. So low cobra, you should be able to move your hands. Nose to the mat. Inhale to your knees. Exhale to downward dog. Have a little walk on the spot. Take a big in-breath. Exhale. And then either walk, step, or hop to the top. And rise to standing. Hands together at your heart. Inhale to mountain pose. I start my backside. Exhale, fold forwards. Let's take a gazing pose. So make sure your big toes are touching. Slide your hands halfway up your legs. Lift your torso so that it's parallel to the floor, is the word I'm looking for. Straight arms, straight legs, long neck. And if you naturally curve in the lower back, draw your tail down slightly. If you naturally curve in the upper back, imagine you've got to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. A few breaths here. And then exhale into a forward bend. Let's take the right foot back for that same high lunge. Let's slip the pillow away. Rise up into a high lunge on the in-breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Gaze straight ahead. Draw the right hip up and forwards and the left hip down and back. And reach your right heel back. So although there's a bend in that back knee, The back of the leg is still lengthening. Inhale, take your hands up to the sky, and exhale, drop them to the mat. Pop your right foot to the middle, take the left foot back, three-legged plank. Let's do that Spider-Man crunch again. Knee to elbow, exhale again, knee to elbow, knee to opposite elbow, and back. Three-legged dog, drop the foot down. We'll bring the big toes to touch. Hinge forwards, either knees first or one straight plane, elbows towards your body. This time though, press straight back up and into downward facing dog. Let's raise the right foot. Inhale, exhale, swing your right foot forwards. Rise up to high lunge. Bring your hands together at your heart. Reach your left hip up and forward slightly, but the left heel back. Drop your hands to the mat. Take your right foot back. Three-legged plank. Take a big in-breath, and then exhale, knee to elbow, knee to the inner elbow, and knee to the opposite elbow. Then push all the way back, three-legged dog, and drop the foot. So walk, step, or jump to the top. Rise to standing. Hands together at your heart. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale to gazing pose. Exhale, forward bend. We'll take the left foot back and drop onto the left knee. Swing your hands up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Lift your side waist, turn to the right. I'd like you to try and get your elbow just over the outside of the right knee. If that's not happening for you, inside is fine. But please do keep your hands at the center of your chest. Look towards your right shoulder. And you can either stay here or you can lift your back knee and reach your heel to the back of the mat. Lift your left hip up and forwards. Try and level up your hips. Then drop your hands to the mat. Take your right foot back. Now, if these crunches are too much, feel free to take extended child's pose. Otherwise, inhale, exhale, knee to elbow. On your next out breath, right knee to right elbow. And finally, right knee to left elbow. Three-legged plank to three-legged dog. Drop the foot. Let's hinge forward into high plank. And you can go knees first or one straight plank all the way down, elbows towards your body. Touch your nose to the mat. Press back up. Exhale to downward facing dog. Big toes touching. Raise your left leg. Swing the left foot forwards. And we'll drop the right knee. Hands to the sky. Hands to your heart. Turn to the left this time. Try and keep your hands there. Watch your hips. So make sure that that left hip's not moving with you. Lift your right elbow. If you can, keep your hands to the center of your heart. And again, notice what's going on in your hips. This left hip, I'd like you to draw it down slightly. Look at your left shoulder. Lift your back knee if you dare. Reach the back heel backwards. But the back hip, or the right hip, up and forwards. Okay, we'll drop the hands to the mat, inside the left foot. Send your left leg back for three-legged plank. And remember, you can always take a child's pose if you need to. Knee to elbow. And again to the inner elbow and back. And to the right elbow. And all the way back to three-legged dog. Drop the foot. One last final push up. So make it a good one. Exhale, lower down, touch your nose, then press back up, downward dog. And make your way to the top of the mat for a soft forward fold. Rise up to standing. Hands together and hands to your heart. Whew. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, fold forwards. Going to gazing pose again. So remember that feeling of the flat back. Perhaps your tail needs to draw down. Perhaps you need to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward bend. Left foot back and open out into warrior two. We'll take a little flow here, warrior flow. Squeeze your glutes first. Turn your right palm up, reach forwards, and back for reverse warrior. You can take the left hand behind you for the half bind if you want. Inhale, exhale to warrior two. Take the back hand to the top of the mat. Spin round, high plank, don't panic. Drop your knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Take a break here or wave forwards like we did in the beginning on the in-breath. And on the out-breath, back into extended child's pose. Inhale to your knees. Exhale to downward dog. Big toes touching, left leg to the sky. Swing your left foot forwards through the middle for warrior two. Again, squeeze your backside tight. Turn the left palm up, reach forwards, and back for reverse warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Cartwheel the back hand to the top of the mat and step forwards. Big toes touching, rise up to standing and bring your hands together. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, right foot back, just like before. Warrior two on the in-breath. Turn your left palm up, reach forwards and back. Inhale to warrior two. Now we'll bring your left forearm to the thigh and spin your right arm down and across for extended side angle. And either stay here or for extra power, make your arms parallel. It's super important that your chest is turned up to the sky and your glutes are tight. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Cartwheel the back hand to the top of the mat. Step back high plank. Drop your knees. Extended child's pose. Get ready for the wave or take a break in child's pose. Inhale forwards. All the way to cobra. Exhale to extended child's pose. Inhale to your knees. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Big toes touching. Raise your right leg. Swing the foot forwards through the middle. Warrior two. Now it's really important that this isn't a soft and soggy warrior. So if you need to, bring your back foot forward a bit and hold a little back. So tighten your backside. Don't sink down as low as you can because we want to build strength. Turn your right palm up, reach forwards and back, reverse warrior. And then inhale to warrior two. Right forearm to your thigh. Again, both arms parallel if that feels all right. But keep strength here. Keep your backside tight, belly button to spine. Inhale, back to warrior two. Take your back hand to the top of the mat. Step forwards. Rise to standing. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your big toes to touch. For warrior three, we'll take the left leg back. Arms alongside your body. Or if you've got the space and you're feeling strong today, take them either side of your head. You could do a kind of half version. Soften your right knee, step back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg and hop your back foot forwards just a bit. Ready for triangle pose. Both palms to the long edge of the mat. Reach forwards with your right hand and tilt into triangle. Squeeze the glutes. Slight softness in your knee. Well, not softness, the wrong word, bend. A slight bend, but then keep the quad tight if you overextend. Overextending is when your knee bends backwards. Inhale, come back to triangle prep. Bring your hands to your hips. Spin your feet so that your heels are slightly wider than your toes. Lift your chest on the in-breath. Fold forwards on the out-breath. Clasp your hands together. Nice straight arms. So the idea here is to work the pose at the level that's right for you. If your hands don't go all the way over to the back of your head, that's fine. Just be where you are. Bring your hands back to your tail and then onto your hips. Rise with a flat back. Turn your left foot to the back of the mat. We'll start in warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Turn your palms. Reach to the back this time. A triangle pose. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale, come back to triangle prep. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn round to the top of the mat and take a little hop forwards with your back foot. Returning to the back of the mat. We're going to warrior three. So begin to straighten your left leg, lift your right heel, so that the head and the heel move at a roughly the same rate. Arms alongside your body or either side of your head. And soften your left knee and stand in prayer pose. Inhale to mountain pose. Exhale, fold forwards. Take your right foot back and slightly to the left for warrior one. Rise up on an in-breath. Exhale, bring your hands to your tail. Clasp your hands. Reach your hands to the back of your knees. Squeeze your shoulders. Lift your chin. And just draw your hands gently away from you at the back of your leg. Now keep that strength in the front knee. Squeeze your glutes and bring your chest parallel to the floor. Knuckles to the sky once more. So it's a lovely counter pose to all the keyboard work many of us do. Keep squeezing your glutes. And bring your hands back to your tail and rise up. Warrior one. Hands to your hips and a little hop forwards, but keep your foot slightly to the right so that your feet are not lined up. There's a little space for your hips. For pyramid pose, hands behind you, grasp either wrists, elbows, or take a reverse prayer pose. Squeeze your quads nice and tight so that your knees are safe. If you overextend, make sure there's a slight bend to them like mine. Lift your chest, fold forwards with a nice tight backside, just until you're parallel with the floor, no further. Keep pressing into the back foot. And then rise up. Both hands to the sky, inhale. Both hands to the mat. Hop your right foot to the back. Spin round, so you've got both hands on the long edge of the mat. We'll take a Skandasana. Oh, there's a dog in the way, so you can't see. You may need to lower onto your heel, onto your toes rather, or you may be able to drop the heel. But there's an adjustment with your pelvis. I'm going to shuffle back onto my mat. That doesn't feel nice being off the mat. If you can, bring your hands together at your heart and try and straighten your spine. If not, keep your hands on the floor. Take your hands to the floor, soften your right knee and walk over. You can do that with your hands together at your heart if you've got the strength. Flex your left foot. Again, sit up tall. And again, you may be on the heel, or on the toes with the heel off. That's fine. Just be where you are. You can use your right elbow to slightly open the hip, just gently by pressing into the knee. Then bring your hands to the floor, either side of your right foot. Spin round and plant your left foot slightly to the left to rise up. Warrior one. Square up your hips. Keep a nice strong bend in that front knee. Hands to your tail, lace your fingers. Straighten your arms and reach towards and then away from the back knee. So you're reaching back and away. Squeeze your shoulders together. Tighten your backside. Chest level with the thigh. Hands to the sky. Bring your hands back to your tail. Rise up on the in-breath. Drop your hands to the floor. And we'll hop the back foot slightly further forwards and rise up. Ready for pyramid pose. Straighten the front leg, hips square. So make sure your heels aren't lined up. Draw the left hip forwards a bit, tighten your backside. And again, reach for wrists, elbows, or reverse prayer. Lift your chest and press into the back foot as you fold forwards. Just until you're parallel with the floor. Okay. Rise up on the in-breath. Bring your hands together at your heart and step forwards. Going to lower to the floor for some hip stretches and then come back up for standing balance. So rise onto your toes. Tighten your backside and lower down. And then if you've got the space, reach forwards and lean backwards. I'm in a new space with a little bit less room to maneuver. All right, we're going to do a seated pigeon pose. So I'm just going to spin around so you can see. What I'd like you to do is to cross your right ankle over the top of the left knee like so. Flex your right foot. Bring your heel towards your backside towards your heel. And turn your hands so that you feel comfortable on your wrists. Lift your chest and lean right in towards the calf muscle. It's really important that you keep your right foot flexed. Try and keep your back straight. And then we'll gently roll onto the knife edge of your left foot. Straighten out your left leg and flex the foot. If you can, sorry, you're fine. You're ready for... So in any case, wherever you are, whether the leg's straight out or not, I'd like you to reach your hands up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, turn to the right. Drop your right hand down to the mat and hug your right knee. Lift your chest, turn your head to the right. Now, just as a test of strength, because this is about strengthening the spine as well as mobilizing it, I'd like you to move your hands away from the floor and away from your leg and see if you want to go for the full bind, feel free. But actually, I find strength, I'm building strength more when I'm holding the position without using my arms to fix me. Okay, gently unwind. Now bring your right heel towards your left hip in cow head. If you've got your left leg out in front, and even if your legs look more like the number 4 than knees lined up, that's fine. It's just a nice stretch for the outside edge of your leg. We'll take the hands to the side, lift your chest, inhale. And then gently fold just a little way. So this is not about nose to knee. This is about sternum towards the thigh. And then rise back up. Okay, lean backwards. Start to slide your feet away from each other. Now, if your lower leg's and stop the heel just above the knee, flex the foot. So you are in a true number 4. If your heels were wrapped around your hips, I'd like you then to have the edges of your legs, the shins, parallel with the edges of the mat and feet flexed. Might look like this. You might be able to get that lower leg down, but not the top leg. So wherever you are, just be with it. Sit comfortably. But comfortable is a relative term. We'll take the right arm in front and over to the left and get a little stretch in there. Relax your right shoulder. And now take your right hand to your left shoulder and either reach for the elbow or see if you can take the bind. But whatever you're doing, keep your chin upright. Okay, and gently release. Let's do all of that on the other side. So I'll spin round for demo. Take the time. Bring your left ankle just above the right knee. Bring your right heel towards you, backside to heel. Sit up nice and tall. Super important you keep your left foot really flexed. And if there's any pain in your knee at all, it's not right for you today. We'll lift the chest and lean in towards the calf muscle. Dog's gone off again. So if you haven't got a dog and you're watching this video, this must be very annoying. If you have got a dog, hopefully it's understandable. Take a big in-breath. And as you exhale, drop the sole of your left foot to the floor and bring your right heel to your left hip. And again, if you're now twisted and your backside's off the floor, stretch out that lower leg so that you can get your spine nice and straight. Take your hands up to the sky on the inhale. Exhale to the left this time. Drop your left hand to the floor and walk it to the center and hug your knee in. So we'll just use that hugging there as a way of getting you in position, but then I'd like you to really try and hold that without using your arms. You can even take your left hand behind you. With each in-breath, remind yourself to sit up tall, and with each out-breath, look over your left shoulder. Okay, very gently start to unwind. Bring your left heel to your right hip and line up your knees. So you're in cow head. Take your hands alongside your body. Lift your chest and fold in halfway. While you're here, I'm just going to adjust. See if I can adjust my camera slightly for a moment. So that other people in the house can use it. There you go. All right, living with other people who need to use the space. Adrienne doesn't have these issues. Okay, so now we lean back and start to slide your heels away a little bit. Again, you can keep your right legs straight out, flex your feet. Let's take the right arm to the left. Did we do that way before? Left arm to the right. I'm at 6s and 7s. And then take your hand over and connect. Okay, release. Lean back. Hold onto your back, hug your knees and have a little rock. We're going to do a standing balance for which we have just prepared. Have a rock forwards and backwards. And when you're ready, see if you can rock up to standing. And come to stand in the middle of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Place your right heel on top of your left foot. And slide the heel up. Now, if you're having a wobbly day today, keep your big toe on the mat, and this will be where you stay today. Squeeze your glutes, take your hands to your heart, and just work on keeping the hip open. If you're feeling strong, take your foot off the floor. Even stronger, take it up nice and high. Now, the pose that we're going to do is standing half lotus. So for that, you can only really, if you can't do a seated half lotus, you won't be doing a standing half lotus. So you're going to know based on how high your heel goes. So if your heel only goes to halfway up your leg, then today, stay in tree pose. If you can get your heel right up high, then we're in business. You can hold your right foot with your left hand and take your left hand behind you. The aim is to catch the big toe. If you can't catch the big toe yet, you're better off holding the foot and keeping it high, just to keep the pose. If you can catch your big toe, take your left hand up to the sky. Now, those of you who know this pose and do it often might well feel like folding forwards. But do not attempt to fold if your foot is not really high. Okay, so we're going to lower out of pose. Give your legs a shake. And let's do the same on the other side. Left heel on top. Again, if you're wobbly, this is where you'll stay. Otherwise, take your foot a little higher. See if you can get the top of your foot really high so that your heel is right there in your groin. Left hand behind you this time to catch the left big toe, and either hand to the sky, or you can hold the foot. Again, if you know this pose well and you want to go for the fold, go all the way and take it nice and slow. But if that's not your space today, don't force it. And definitely if your foot isn't high, keep burning my hand on the light. I'm going to do this because that hurts. If your foot isn't high enough, don't do it. Okay, let's come out of pose. It's nice and slowly. Shake your legs. Now, I promised you an hour. Take a nice big in-breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Lower down onto the mat. If you need to, spin around and into Shavasana. Take 3 breaths here. I'm going to have to renege on my promise. So, either remain in Shavasana for as long as you feel, or take a nice big in-breath. Exhale, release. And then rise to sitting. I thank you for joining me. And this actually what was turned out to be a very last minute YouTube session. Do feel free to put any constructive comments you'd like in the box below. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.